Good morning and warm welcome to all my dear students and all the viewers who will be watching this particular video via the Rockwell Management College YouTube channel. So the topic for today is we will start off with benefits of training. We have already discussed what is training, what is development. Today we will start off our session with benefits of training. So let's try to understand what are the benefits of training. Fairly simple, I'll read it out and that should be sufficient for us to understand what are the benefits of training. A. Training improves the quality and quantity of the workforce. It increases the skills and knowledge base of the employees. So which is fairly simple to understand. So training is always aimed at improving the quality of the workforce, improving the quality of work that we do. So ultimately training is aimed at improving our job efficiency, like we have already discussed, and as we already are aware about. Training is more so concerned with employees who are below supervisory or managerial level, and the aim of training is basically to improve the efficiency of the employee to perform their job effectively and to do it well. Number 2, we have it improves upon the time and money required to reach company's goal. Alright, so it improves the companies, it improves upon time and money required to reach the company goals. So what training does is it helps the organization to sharpen the talent that is already there working for the organization. So someone is hired in an organization because the person has the required skill set, the person has the required attitude, and he has the required qualifications to be able to perform the job. That is, hence the person is selected in the first instance. But at the same time, what training does is it also helps the employee, existing employee, the employee which is already working with the organization, to hone their skills, and which in turn will save time and money for the organization. Time, because hiring someone would start all over again from publishing recruitment ads, be it via the emails, be it on radios or television. So it requires time for the organization to create a pool of talent, which is recruitment, and then after we have the pool of talent, the CVs get sorted, and the people are called for interviews or other tests that they need to appear as per the selection criteria. So it involves a lot of time. So what training does is, people who are already working in the organization, it helps the employee to improve their skills, upgrade themselves, keep yourself updated with the latest trend, and as a result it saves time for the organization. Money, because as we already know, hiring someone involves a lot of money, especially when you are hiring people in managerial posts. So much so, sometimes you also need to attract people in managerial level. You also need to include various perks and incentives. So it involves a lot of money. Maybe in cases where people, if they join the organization within 2 months, they would be receiving joining bonus as a way of attracting the talent to work for an organization, which involves a lot of money. So training the employees which are already there in the organization will help in turn the organization to retain the talent. It helps the organization to retain the talent because the person is selected because he has a skill set, he has the qualifications required, plus now after the training the person is more equipped and the person is more is more market ready, and it saves a lot of time and money for the organization as a whole. Number 3, training helps to identify the highly skilled and talented employees, and the company can give them jobs of higher responsibilities. So training, it also serves a purpose of understanding people who are, who are highly skilled, people who have the talent to do a particular thing. So in turn, what it does is it helps the company to understand the employees better, and on the basis of their performance, the employees will be given jobs which are of higher responsibilities, maybe a promotion. So what it does is, again, it saves us a lot of time and money, but it also serves as a way of promoting people, promoting employees to another level, to the next level, assigning them higher responsibilities. Trained employees are highly efficient in comparison to untrained ones. This is very simple to understand. So trained employees are highly efficient in comparison to the untrained ones, mostly because in trainings we do not only learn what we need to do, we also come to learn what we need to undo. So these are very two things we need to learn while we are in training. Well, we get to learn while we are in training that is to do and undo. So if we are untrained, we tend to do a lot of things which are an undo factor in terms of the job. So while we are in training, what happens is we become specific. And our talent, our skills are honed for the specific job role, which in turn creates or generates efficiency, and it helps the employee to work efficiently, ultimately making a positive impact for the organization and bringing forth good returns in time to come. 5 we have is it reduces the need to constantly supervise and overlook the employees. This is one very important thing that we need to understand these days. So these days, people, especially in times of pandemic or even before this coronavirus pandemic, many organizations provide the employees with the option of working from home. So they give you a laptop, you can stay back at home, and still you can complete your work. You need to complete your work, you need to do your job. But no, the company provides the employees with the flexibility of working from home. So putting this into context, it means the people who are working from home, they do not require constant supervision or the managers to constantly remind them of the meeting that is going to held at so and so time or the task they need to complete. But the training also helps the training also introduces the need for supervision from the manager. That is actually what the organization wants. The organization wants the employee to take the onus of the job, to take the responsibility and complete the job themselves, which in turn will create job satisfaction for the employee. And since there is less involvement of supervision, what it does is it allows the employee to work freely and and perform the job better in many cases. So it reduces the need of constant supervision. The last one we have here is improves job satisfaction and thus boosts morale. So this is very important point. Job satisfaction. When we are talking about job satisfaction, it means when I am satisfied with the work I am doing, I'll be able to put in my heart and soul into it. Not only because of monetary benefits I derive, but also because of various other factors. Me being able to work properly, me being able to do my job efficiently, and me being recognized by my supervisor or my manager, and getting rewarded because of my level of commitment and efficiency, it creates job satisfaction. So what training does is it enhances the employee's skill, which in turn helps the employee or generates efficiency within the employee. And once the employee is efficient, be sure that the employee is going to get a good appraisal, which in turn will result in job satisfaction for the employee, and the employee's morale is boosted because he is being rewarded for his good work, for his smart work, and for his hard work. So jumping on to the benefits of development. So development, like we discussed yesterday, is aimed more towards people in managerial positions. So development is a long-term process, whereas training is, behavior modification. So there's a particular behavior in which the employee should work, and it's a short-term thing. So it is behavior modification, whereas development is more about inculcating habits. It's about, it's a long-term process. Let's say in cases, it's like sowing a seed, and then you water it. There's the natural elements in the nature that helps the seed to germinate. Sapling becomes a tree, grows, bear fruit. So development is something like that. The development is not a short-term. It's not a short-term thing. Development is long-term, and the point we have is it exposes the executives to the latest techniques and trends in the professional fields. Yeah. So while in the process of development, the executives, the people who are in the top level management, they get exposed to new trends in the market, the latest techniques. Number two, it ensures that the company has an adequate number of managers with knowledge and skill at any given point of time. This is fairly simple to understand. Three, it helps in the long-term growth and survival of the company. So basically, managers are the people, as we already know, who are situation handlers. They are the ones who are supervising the job. So people, since development is a futuristic approach, so it helps the organization in the long term to gain growth and sustainable development that takes place, and also helps the company to survive in times of crisis. 4, it creates an effective team of managers who can handle the company issues without fail. Pretty simple. 5, ensures that the employees utilize their managerial and leadership skills in particular to the fullest. So development in managerial positions are aimed towards helping the managers to to upgrade their managerial and leadership skills. So the trainings that are provided for the managers are more so inclined towards helping them develop their managerial and leadership skills in the fullest. So with this, we come to an end of the benefits of training and the benefits of development that we have. Now we will quickly see, as we have already discussed, there are 2 methods of training. One is on-job training, that is, a person is given training within the operation, within the organization, within the area of operation. The person is given training, the first-hand training, sitting next to someone who is already experienced, sitting next to someone who has already been working in the production. And the next we have is off-job training. There are 2 types of trainings. So off-job trainings are trainings that are outside the area of operation or outside the organization. The first one, in the methods of training, the on-job training we have is job rotations. So there are various jobs in all organizations. Each job or work requires a different set of skills, which is very true in the workforce. So in order to develop the workforce in all sectors and zones of the organization, this method is used. So job rotation is a simple way. Job rotation is not, you're not getting promoted. Let's say I am in the level 1, so I am working as an accountant. So there's a position vacant in the learning and development as a learning and development trainer, but that is all, I would only be able to rotate my job horizontally. Alright, so horizontally meaning in the same level that I am in, level 1. It would not be a vertical movement, it would be a horizontal movement along the plane. So the level would be the same, but you'd be performing a different skill set. You'll be performing a different job. So this is one way of training employees to have different skill sets in the workforce, to have different skill sets so that they can always take place when there are requirements in different job roles in the organization. So in this method, a worker gets an opportunity to work on different positions with a different set of responsibilities without any increase in the pay scale. Hence, it is also known as lateral movements. In most of the organizations in our country, be it an Indian company or an MNC, ideally, we are supposed, as an employee, we are supposed to be working in the particular job level, in that level for minimum of 18 months, post which you will be able to apply something which is called IJP, internal job posting. So in case there are avenues open in the same level with a different job role, different responsibility, one can apply for the vacant position in the same level, lateral movement, and the person can move on to the next job role, provided that the manager of the role that is empty gives you a go ahead. So it says clearly there would not be any increase in the pay scale. That means you're receiving the same remuneration is the same, but you'll be moving to a different job role with a different responsibilities. Next we have is job instructions. So there are various steps to accomplish a particular task. In this method of training, a worker is guided by a supervisor or a trainer who tells him or her about the exact steps of the accomplishment of the work. Moreover, new works are being taught to the worker by the supervisor. So job instruction is one way of this is an on-job training method, where there is someone, the employee is guided by a supervisor or a trainer who tells him about the exact steps that he or she needs to do to accomplish the work. So this is your job instruction. Next we have is coaching. There is a need for both theoretical as well as practical development of the worker in the organization. In order to do, most of the organizations opt for coaching method. In this method, the company provides the worker with a coach who trains him. Also, the trainer provides him regular feedbacks. So, what happens is, in many companies you have a coaching culture wherein the person would be training you a buddy culture, to say. So a person would be hand-holding you, telling you, teaching you about all that is required of you to perform the job. That is your coaching. So it's quite similar to job instructions, but coaching is more. It involves more time than your job instructions. So coming to the off-job training methods, as we already know that off-job training methods are methods outside the area of operation or the organization. So the first one is vestibule training method. So vestibule training method is a very famous method, means of training employees, especially manual workers. Let's understand, this method is more aimed towards people who are into manual works. So if the employee starts to train the workers in the factory or in the area of operation or the workplace itself, then there are chances of mishappening with the machinery of the factory. Since this vestibule method is targeted more towards people who are into jobs of manual nature, so if we include them, or if we try to train them on job, that would result in a big disaster. That would result in an accident, because it would involve machineries, and a small mistake could be fatal, could be dangerous, and could lead to an accident. So to negate this threat, what the company does is it uses this vestibular training method. Sorry. So in this method, similar tools that are of similar nature, and machineries that the employee is going to use in the area of operation is kept aside in a particular building or a room where the employee gets to learn about the machine without the danger of any accident that can happen. So what it does is, hence this allows the worker to enhance their skills by working with the same tools and machinery that they are going to use while in operation or production. So case study methods. Case study methods are generally case study deals with an issue which a business confronts and provides an opportunity for workers to come up with a solution. This is one method of training employees. Let's say that there was a problem that arose earlier, and we give them a scenario. Look, this is so and so problem. So what do you think? How do you think that we can overcome this problem, or how we can negate this threat? So when this kind of real life scenario case studies are given to the employees, this provides them with the opportunity to analyze. They're going to use their analytical skills and come up with effective solutions. This method can enhance the critical and creative thinking of the employees. So even with taking real life scenarios that the organization or any organization have come across, and asking the employees to think, analyze, and come up with solutions, to come up with suggestions concerning the problem, what it does is it enhances the employees to think critically and think creatively, so that they come up with solutions. This is important because challenges and problems are part and parcel of the job we do every day. But it is more important and critical that our employees do not back up while the problem stands, but they tend to think, they tend to analyze and creatively come up with solutions to their supervisors and provide them feedback as to how these problems can be negated. So this is very important. Case study method is an off-job method which helps to inculcate the habit of creative thinking and critical thinking, which in turn is very important for the organization, because this will help the employees to think. This will help the employee to be creative. In the same lines, I would like to give you an example. I do not remember. I think it was, if I am not wrong, it was. I would like to give you an example about Santur soap. Most of us might be aware of it. Most of us have been exposed to the advertisements. So there was a problem in the organization, in the factory. So out of every 100 packets of the soap of the bar, at least 2 or 3. There used to be packets where 2 or 3 packets where the soap was not inside it. So it was a big problem for the organization. It was a big problem because the product would go to the market, and the distributors, the retailers would come to find out that there is no soap inside the packaging. So that was a big product. That was a big problem, and that resulted in hitting them hard. That resulted in hitting them hard in their profit, because people, because the distributors and the retailers could also face loss because of this. So they had called a big meeting of the top level managers. They all sat together. They came up with a solution. They changed the machine. They changed the processes. Yet the problem still stood, and yet there used to be empty packets in a carton of soaps. So what happened was, so there was an employee who dared to come up with a supervisor and said, so what we can do is, once we pack all this soap, we keep it in a bunch, keep it in a big table, and then his simple solution was we use a big table fan. Okay? So the packet which is empty would normally, would blow away because of the wind, because of the air, because of the wind that the fan, produces. So they did it, and it solved the problem. It solved the problem, and it was a very simple thought, but it worked miracles for the company, and it helped them to again regain back the market. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, case study is a way of critical thinking, is a way of creative thinking. So when this kind of methods of trainings are inculcated within the employees, we get solutions like that of Santur. So case study is a very important off-job training method. Conferences, several people meet, they come discuss a particular topic that is known as a conference. So each worker analyzes and discusses various problems related to the topic. Moreover, this method enables each worker to express their respective viewpoints. So conferences is also all about helping or inculcating the habit of listening to your fellow workers, listening to the ideas, and also about inculcating that creative thinking of the employee. So with this we come to an end. With this we come to an end about understanding the two types of training methods broadly. The training programs are organized by the organization to develop employees' knowledge and skills as per the job requirements. On the other hand, development is not directly related to job requirement. Rather, it aims at generic development of the individual employees for the long term. So this is the difference between training and development. So training is designed for non-managers as well as managers. So training is provided to both the managers as well as the non-managers. Whereas development involves only people in managerial positions. Like we have already discussed, training is a short-term process. But development is a long-term process. So with this, we complete the initial few sessions of training and development of BBA 5th, Human Resource Management, BBA 5th. In the next classes, we will be also dealing with other topics as well. I hope and I expect you all to go through the videos. And in case of any queries, you can always contact us, reach us, call us, WhatsApp us, email us. We will be more than happy to help you in case of any queries. So I would like to thank you all and have a nice day.